Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN, and welcome to the Lakers post-game show on ZSPN on YouTube. And today, guys, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Lakers versus the Phoenix Suns, Game 6 of the first round of the N.B.A. playoffs. It is now official. The Los Angeles Lakers are now eliminated from the playoffs due to the Phoenix Suns, just coming to play in Game 6 due to the circumstances of the Los Angeles Lakers. It is now official. They are now eliminated from the playoffs, and it's basically the first time in LeBron James's career where he is eliminated in the first round. So there's a lot of speculations. There's a lot of reasonings of why the Lakers, lost it the way that they lost. Obviously, for many reasons. One of them is because of injuries. Let's put that out there, okay? If the Lakers were 100%, I guarantee the Lakers would have won the game in Staples and possibly would have taken the Lakers into Game 7. Possibly would have won that particular game. That's just my own personal opinion. But, guys, it is what it is now. The season is over for the Los Angeles Lakers, and now it's just priorities. Priorities now moving forward, just to change up the roster and possibly see about the future of certain players that could be number one priorities of bringing back possibly. I'll make a different video about that particular ideal of how the Lakers will basically, build a much better team next season. There's just a lot of priorities for the Lakers moving forward, and the roster is one thing, certain positions is another thing, and possibly some coaching. But, still remains to be seen about that. We don't even know about the circumstances and the ideals of the Lakers organization of what certain direction they want to go in. But I'll make that particular video possibly in the next couple of days, so look forward to that. But I really want to talk about this series, how this went down. I mean, especially when it comes to Game 6. LeBron James, due to the circumstances that he had around him, he tried. He tried to help the Lakers, get some sort of lead. He almost did when the third quarter, but, it just wasn't the case. They were down by 13 at one point. But, Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns, they were the much better team, due to the circumstances of the Lakers, injuries-wise. And, they came to play in Game 6, and they just wanted to basically get over us and just, move on and face the Denver Nuggets in the divisional rounds. So, which, by the way, I hope the Denver Nuggets beat the Phoenix Suns. I just want any sort of team to beat the Phoenix Suns, because that's just so humiliating how we lost to the Phoenix Suns in this convincing fashion. So, hopefully the Denver Nuggets should just bring their A game in that particular matchup. But, with all things have been said, Anthony Davis, he tried to come back. He was still dealing with that injury that he suffered with that groin injury. I had to say, guys, a lot of respect, mad respect for Anthony Davis. I mean, due to the circumstances of his injury, he wanted to come back and fight through that injury. He lasted for 5 minutes, and, he ended up reactivating that particular injury, that groin injury. So, and, guys, this groin injury is a very serious injury. I mean, we witnessed how LeBron James in his first year with the Los Angeles Lakers, how that went. He was gone for almost a month. And basically, with that groin injury, it all has to do with your body movements. I mean, you move around and you walk and stuff like that. I mean, it's just hard to do some movements when it comes to that particular area. So, we had to give Anthony Davis a lot of credit for coming back. I mean, he could have just said, you know what, I don't want to aggravate my injury. I just don't feel right. So, you know what, I'm just not going to play Game 6. He decided to play in tonight's game. And we have to give him a lot of credit. I mean, that's just the heart of a champion at its best. So, commend Anthony Davis on that particular front, and hopefully, a speedy recovery for him. And I hope he comes back with the Los Angeles Lakers at 100%, and just possibly, I'm probably predicting this very early. Maybe he will have an MVP type of performance next season. So just really can't wait for that. And maybe he will have that sort of priority moving forward. So hopefully we'll see that from Anthony Davis. But guys, just talking about the game tonight, I mean, as I mentioned, when it came to LeBron James, he had 29 points. He tried to take this team back to some sort of lead, but, it just wasn't the case. And it all had to do with the supporting guests behind him, with Dennis Schroeder, who had 20 points compared to his last performance game in Game 5. He had 20 points, and all I have to say, guys, when it comes to Dennis Schroeder, his future with the Lakers is kind of questionable now. And I'll make that particular, in my next video, I'll give my thoughts and my opinions about Dennis Schroeder, about his future with the Los Angeles Lakers, but it just basically looks that way. So and I think every Laker believes that. So, just Dennis Schroeder, 20 points, just wasn't enough. And when it came to KCP, I believe he had 17 points compared to his last performance with 0 points. This is better than nothing. So, a solid performance for KCP. And then, when you look at the starting lineup, Frank Vogel changing up the starting lineup with the original starting lineup with Marc Gasol starting for the Los Angeles Lakers over Andre Drummond. It was a kind of a surprise for me, but at the same time, I'm like, about time, because Andre Drummond did not give us anything in this series. I mean, sure, he bring that rebounding side, but it's just wasn't the case when it comes to being enough for the Lakers to gain some sort of momentum in a type of win scenario. But it just wasn't the case. And it's just right now the Lakers, Frank Vogel went in a different direction, and he decided to put what's his name, Marc Gasol in the starting lineup. But for some reason, guys, he did not really step up to the best of his ability in this particular, ideal type of scenario for him to wow us. But it's just not anything new. I mean, this is Marc Gasol we're talking about. I mean, he's a good passer and can be a good playmaker, but when it comes to defensively, it kind of declined due to his age and how he's at almost the out of his prime. So it is what it is, guys. But I kind of like the idea of Frank Vogel changing up the roster due to one player's not stepping up. So that's just a good part on his in his coaching idea. So, but when it comes to the rest of the Lakers squad, I mean, none of the players really stepped up in my eyes. I mean, maybe THT with 12 points. I mean, guys, he has a bright future ahead of him. He will be a huge help for the Los Angeles Lakers moving forward. And I think, he is going to be a restricted free agent. So, in any given cost, if the Los Angeles Lakers want to give him a contract or match a contract with any team that's interested in him, they have to do whatever it takes to bring him back. I'll give my thoughts and my opinions about the particular players that the Lakers should bring back. Players like THT, Alex Caruso. Those basically, I'm just to say right now, those are the two top priorities for the Lakers to bring back. So, my next video, I'll probably mention them. And I really believe that these two are the top priorities of bringing back, because they just played very well for this season for the Los Angeles Lakers, especially Alex Caruso and THT. So those two guys are the top priorities, but, it remains to be seen about the rest of the players that the Lakers may or may not bring back, but, that's just another conversation for a different day. So, when it's all said and done, guys, it was a disappointing series for the Lakers. We saw some key moments into this series where the Lakers really brought their A game, and it kind of looked like the Lakers were going to win it all. But as I mentioned in the beginning, injuries. Injuries was the downfall for the Los Angeles Lakers. I mean, there's no getting around it. If we had 100% Anthony Davis and 100% LeBron James, I guarantee you the Los Angeles Lakers would have won this series in convincing fashion against the Phoenix Suns. So it is what it is. Hopefully the Lakers will see what's their top priorities moving forward, and see some changes, and see some needs, especially needs. I'm going to say this right now, like from shooters, shooting guards, point guards, centers. I mean, there's a lot of top priorities when it comes to, changing up the roster and, making some improvements when it comes to the roster. And it's kind of questionable right now when it comes to Frank Vogel. Still remains to be seen if he will remain with the Los Angeles Lakers, or will the Lakers will move on from him and possibly go after some other coach. I'll give my thoughts and opinions when it comes to that particular moment, but as of right now, still remains to be seen. It's too early to tell about the Lakers' future and what their plans are. So when that particular front does happen, I will give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about the changes and the expectations going into the off season, and hopefully the Lakers will just hit a home run when it comes to signing certain players, and just making a huge dramatic change to the Lakers roster, and just building a team on not just around LeBron and Anthony Davis, but to find players that can play and can shoot and can really, take a team on their backs and just, perform to the best of their ability. Because I've seen this some teams throughout the series and basically throughout the season, from the Denver Nuggets and even the Phoenix Suns. I mean, they had players that could handle things under pressure, and I did not see any sort of Laker this season gain that sort of pressure on on their belts. So I hope that we can find players like that, but still remains to be seen, guys. It's still early to tell. So hopefully when it comes to any sort of interest that the Lakers have in certain players, I will deliver you all on this channel and make videos about my thoughts and my opinions about those particular players. And as I mentioned, I already probably just on a loop right now. When it comes to the coaching, still remains to be seen if Frank Vogel will stay or possibly move on. Still remains to be seen about that. And hopefully we just have to see. And I'll give you guys a video about that possibly in the next couple of days. So, or maybe tomorrow. It still remains to be seen. I mean, if anything does come up as it concerns the Los Angeles Lakers, make no mistake, I will deliver you all on this channel, give you guys my thoughts and my opinions, about the Los Angeles Lakers in the next video. And, it's just a disappointing, postseason for the Los Angeles Lakers. And, it is what it is, guys. It is what it is. So we just have to have a positive agenda moving forward, and hopefully the Lakers will be a much better team next season and have a mentality of winning, moving forward. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel. Please give me your thoughts about the Lakers and the series against the Phoenix Suns. Do you guys agree with my analysis? And what do you guys think about the Lakers' future next? Who do you think it should be the top priorities to target when it comes to bringing back certain players? And, when it comes to the next video, I will give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about the Lakers and their priorities for next season. And what are they looking for in the off season? And, when it comes to that, I will deliver you all. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. And guys, just real quick, make sure to subscribe to my ZSPN podcast. It is on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Breaker, and just all those great podcast platforms. If you guys have any preference of a podcast you listen to when it comes to distributions, just make sure to subscribe to my podcast is ESPN, and also like all of my social media sites: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, ZSPN. So I really do appreciate the love support you guys gave me on this channel, and just basically throughout the series, and also in this season, the 2020 and 2021 season. I mean, it was an up and down type of season for the Lakers due to injury, but at the end of the day, there was just some perks about the Lakers that were good and some were bad. But it is what it is. I mean, hopefully the Lakers, just have the mentality of just building this roster to the best of their abilities, and hopefully it will be a much better winning team than ever before. So I just really can't wait for that, next season, and give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about the Lakers and their interests in certain players, and just everything that goes down when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers in the offseason. If anything good or anything bad, I'll deliver you all on this channel and give you guys my thoughts and my opinions about it. So please, guys, comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.